Good morning and welcome to Mo Knows featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. Okay. Um, good morning and welcome to Mo Knows featuring. Okay, so I know I got sound over there. Oh, I gotta, get this set up for a second. Um, Let me look for a song. Let me look for my intro thing. I'm like mad. I'm gonna tell y'all I'm in my feepies. But let me find this for a second. Do 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 do. Go Momo. Go Momo. I need a whole day to deal with this. Get right here. Oh my goodness. Can we put this in date? Right now? Things used to be so simple. So hold up a second. Take that back a notch.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Welcome to the show. How to come up justice in the bring it truth with no straight.
All right. I got a little stretch on, got my little tea here. Okay, let's reevaluate Tuesday in the wee hours of the morning on Tuesday for me here in the tri-state area. Go go Momo in the tri-state area. Okay, once upon a crime, there was this YouTuber named Monica Mo Justice. Oh, you might know her. That's me. Who endeavored to have a channel to come who endeavored to have a channel on YouTube focus on reading a book with a group of people that came from the same experiment called the Kanika Experience, and have panels to discuss those topics, but starting with a book that everyone has read so that there would be a fundamental starting point of the discussions that would transpire there, that would flow therefrom. What's up, Miss Indy? Silly of me to think that that was what I needed to do or what I should do in the midst of meeting a bunch of people on the internet that followed a story about a young lady being found in the freezer and speaking on things relevant to women. So, Trey, I'm not expecting you as a man to sympathize or empathize with the issues that surround women. And sometimes I believe that when I am responding to something or just on my channel speaking my truth, um, some people can easily misinterpret what I'm saying to fit their predefined narratives. I can't stop people from exercising their freedom of speech. But what I can do is not participate in the dialogues thereafter if they're not going to be respectful or mutually engaging, which means that I get something out of the process as well. And here today, I'm a monetized platform. People believe that might be money, but overall, I've always been Mo from Southside Jamaica, Queens, and respect means more to me than any of the other shit that people out here want to dish and dab in. I need to be respected first and foremost, and I conduct myself in a certain way to command the respect that I have amongst my peers on this free app. I have always spoken out for the things that I believe the Black woman or the woman of color needed to do differently when engaging with the man of color. Period. I've never changed or wavered from that foundation that I have. I think there is a necessity at this point before this year goes out or before I begin season 9 on my platform. So that's up until January 14th. To have meaningful dialogue with individuals on here that I have left, in the words of Shaka Zulu's mama, leave nor enter me behind. He will leave nor enter me behind. I have left a lot of folks on this platform hanging in the winds on me. And I need to correct that or attempt to correct that, even if it doesn't go in my direction, just so that I am able to move around as freely and free willed as I want to be. who I won't be engaging with. I will not be engaging with the woman who speaks but doesn't speak all the time because she's not on my level. She's got to get up to my level. And I'm just going to be 100 cuz people going to think what they want to think about her being the super brain over there. When at the end of the day she's just a manipulator. Period. And people that are being used, right? When you're in a cult like environment, and then remember the word is cult like, which doesn't mean that it is actually a cult, but it means that it is similar to, it is mimicking the effect of. When you're in a cult like environment with cult leaders in place, you can't expect the people that are following that particular person to be able to see the actual impact until when? Until they have left that environment or until that environment has done something to them. In addition to that, we're in a space where beef, conflict, disputes drive the audience that supports these platforms. It is feeding the audience. If we was a store called any store, let's go Walmart. In order to have customers, consumers of your product, you need to have people who are willing to go to your product, get your product, and walk away with your product. On here, this is the media. You got people who are willing to click onto your channel, listen to what you say, and take apart or take away with what you're saying. Contribute to it if they in the live chat. If they miss the live chat and they come in on the back end, coming in your comments, you need the engagement. The engagement is buying the product. And the product thus far with some of these platforms is just designed to support conflict. That's it. That's everything. There are some people that exploit women's tragedies, call themselves fighting for the underdog, love to take on cases or take on situation or create cases in their mind in the hypothetical reality that is created here. They take on hypothetical women issues that are real to some women. Women actually experience these things and they amplify it on this platform for their own. It might not be monetization, but it's their own self gratification. It's rewarding to some bitches, and to use the language, picking up people and putting them back down. There are some platforms here that pick up other people's issues only to put them down. Hey, LMNOP. It's it's unfortunate, but it is what happens here. And here comes Monica Mo Justice. And sometimes when I see injustice being had, I got myself in the midst of it and said, hey, y'all wrong for that when the mob came after folks. And I'll be like, no, that's not how that goes. You know what? Because I know differently, I help out. And that had been a mistake because it just kept spiraling into somebody else's reality that ain't mine. Yes. So in 2018, I saw some, not saw some, I came from Truth Out Loud's platform. I was over on Huggy's platform. These are the content creators that were here before the Kanika case making content. And I connected with people on that level. Huggy didn't work out too well. Truth Out Loud, we separated our separate ways, but at least Truth Out Loud supported my endeavor. First book club discussion, they were there. I was part of a network of women, and hear me out, women who were about something. Yeah. And we formulated a bond. And then there were women on this platform who were not incorporated in that initial structure. For some reason, they got weeded out. And it was a core set of women that were left there. And then, of course, we had our issues, women issues. And I removed myself from the mix. When I removed myself from the mix, people then wanted me to come back. How dare I leave? How dare I be an independent person that understands I don't need no set in order to roll in my convictions? People came back out here and they drew me back in. People said, I didn't understand what Mo was saying. So I recorded her to play back later because she was making points, but I don't know what that was about. It was about women shit. What I said to a woman back then, I said, hey, lady, listen, when Huggy, because I have to put names on it because other people will supplant themselves in my story, and then it'll be like, what the hell? Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I told this chick named April, I said, hey, April, what's going on with you and Huggy? And she's like, I don't know. He stopped returning my calls, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, this don't make sense. Listen, tell me what he got on you. Because when he come for you, I need to know. Because in the words of John Frank the other night, I came on this free app in my Mo Southside Jamaica Queens stance. I thought like the streets. So I'm saying, y'all, whatever he got on you, come clean and tell it to me. Because when he comes for you, he's coming for me too, and I'm gonna be ready. Because at that time, Huggy's platform was taking out women all over the place. The women were shutting down his channel, and I was fighting, helping him construct pathways to get that shit back or discuss how the YouTube policies worked at that time. And unbeknownst to everybody else, behind the scenes, that person, April, contacted me one morning as I was on my way to work. And I was on the PATH train in New Jersey, taking the PATH train into Manhattan to go to work. And, at the time we had Hangout, and the person hangout me. And I opened up the Hangouts. Now, y'all know I am like I'm a cool person in real life. If you don't know me, then you just don't know. The building complex that I was living in, the community I was living in then, I done made friends at the bus stop. We take the train in together. We sitting in clusters. I don't even know these people of Indian persuasion, like the new mayor of New York. And I'm sitting there with them in the morning, getting on the PATH train together, then convince people that we don't need to ride New Jersey Transit all the way in when we could take the $2 PATH train the rest of the way and only add 10 minutes to our ride. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, I'm standing up and I open up the Hangouts and I see somebody nearly clad naked female wanting to, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm not fucking with these people like this because their energy be on something else. So when Joy was on my panel yesterday morning, and she was like, I'm offended that you put the word kissing cousins inside of the inside of your title because it has sexual undertones and just I was like, well, I asked her because she's not that straightforward with it. She's just gonna tell you something bothers her, but not be able to convey to you and convey. I'll get into that in another moment. Convey to you what is really bothering her. Little did I know that our trip to Vegas has some people on this platform calling us dykes because we went to Vegas. I didn't realize that. I'm not even gonna, because I don't know how many times I've already expressed my sexuality up here. And you have heard, Trey, I'm a little bit pissed with you when I listen to things, but I also understand what entertainment is. But berating us as women is not necessary. Karen has a full fledged husband and two kids that she's raising. There's no female to female engagement. It's crazy. Joy is a mother in a relationship with four children of her own. Mo has two children of her own. Ain't nobody over here turned out of those three names turned to female engagement. They don't need female partners in their life. So to keep spreading that kind of innuendo is unfair and is disrespectful to the three women. And I wish it would stop. Nobody went to Vegas and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, what happened on that trip has stayed in Vegas amongst the four women who were there. One who may engage either way, but was not on that level. So it's disrespectful to the women who went on that trip. We went on that trip. The only unfortunate thing that occurred on that trip is that Joy got into an argument with y'all afterwards. So I wish that would stop because it's extremely disrespectful, unwarranted, and it needs to stop. That's a bad narrative. But with that being said, all I could do at any point is say that it's not true and move on because people are entitled to their own opinion about something, but what they're not entitled to is make up their own facts. So the fact of the matter is what I just stated. Four women were on a trip in Vegas. Four women that met on the YouTube app. Three women plan to meet up with those three women. One woman, myself, plan to meet with other people that I know on the internet. Now, just because that doesn't fit other people's so I plan to meet with all three women, Karen, Joy, and Honeylot. But Karen was the only one not informed that Honeylot would be present. Karen had her own itinerary that I didn't think that we would even the four would even meet up. That being said, that's the end of it. But I keep hearing little innuendos of it. So when I listen to Joy come up here and talk about, why did you change your title? Listen, this is my platform. I can name any video, anything I want to name it. I would like to think that I have a creative edge. And Kissing Cousins is just what I named that video. Period. Doesn't mean anybody was in some kind of sexual relationship, but to me, the Kissing Cousins part means that they are very close. And that's and that's the point. Good morning, Miss Tawana. And that's the point of reference there. So I heard it. I want to go back to my beginnings and trying to connect it because people who seen me knows that I'm Monica. I'm gonna smack your chick. I'm gonna kick down your door and smack your chick and tell you I'm not having it. That's what was said on that video that Nikkei recorded and ultimately brought out here and caused me so much drama in my beginning days. But you had to be here. You had to be here. Joy is my cousin because in my childhood, when I was growing up, my first friends were my cousins. I didn't make friends on the block. I didn't make friends around the corner and up the street until probably like sixth grade. I didn't get relationships. Still to this day, all of my closest friends in my real life all come off of my block, went to my elementary school, junior high school, or high school with me. I still have a bestie, a best friend, my every friend since 5 years old when I walked down the street and passed our house and she was outside playing in the sprinklers. And I said, "Oh, can I play?" And she was like, "Mommy, can she play?" Yeah. I'm a godmother of her children. I have never been in relationships with women as friends, confidants, that I've experienced the bullshit that I've experienced on this free app. But nevertheless, I keep those relationships close and dear to me. I've had some infiltrators, I've had some imposters here come in and try to be like sis like with me. I'm saying all that to say this. I'm always going to say Joy got issues, and they're going to be Joy's issues. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm comfortable where I'm at every which way. I'm comfortable in the relationship I have with Karen. I'm just comfortable. I got other friends that y'all know from day ones for me. I'm still comfortable. Miss Sawana, what's up with you on your writing? Let me see what all of this hit my bag. All right, wait a minute. Hey, Mo, chat bushes and bitches. No, you didn't. Hot like hot. What is like? Wait a minute. I'm not even paying attention to half this stuff. All right, what is it? Girl, I don't know what you're saying. Hit the like or take a flight. Oh, yeah, over here it's hit the like or take a hike. But she's like, oh, I should have used that flight. Oh, thanks for the education. Anyway, moving on. Um, I just want to keep the same energy I had, Miss Tawana, if you don't mind. Um, so here we are in this little itsy room, staring each other down on here. And there are some people like the unspoken account who prey on women, got a track record of doing similarly, taking on the underdog situations, the underdog's woman's issues. I agree with Vonnie when she says her engagement with the swamp, because I don't even know what to call the timeline community that don't be timelining. Number one, I'm going to continue to say this, does not have an origin. They don't have a ground zero for their origin, for where they began. They are instigators and troublemakers. They come in and they pick up women, just like she said, pick them up and put them back down and try to transpose that on other people when that's exactly what she does. Had a career of doing it in the foster care system, was trained on how to manipulate children and childlike minded people, people traumatized by some kind of abuse, and has transformed that type of energy into this platform. That's what I called it out. That's what I see. That's why it's a soft tone voice and the nurturing mother like thing that is all crafted, designed to lure women in to her trap. So when Vonnie says, I became familiar with this community when the cottonmouth caterpillar took her ass over there to the wee hours, which is going to be the trademark bitch platform, and was speaking on them in the middle of the night, telling the stories, the folklore, let's just say, of the cemetery's experience here. You know, the Kanika community, because now I'm starting to see in my timeline, y'all, when this stuff came out, there's some other people around here that's been carrying that Kanika story way beyond what y'all did. The audience that came over here. So I'm gonna continue to call it the cemetery because the shit is dormant. But in any event, y'all know who y'all is, where you belong, and y'all know who they are and all that other stuff. But not breaking away from that too much. That timeline community that's headed by that unspoken account um, has no beginning points like you guys have. And I've said this all along and understand that. So you became something she wanted. She wanted y'all to follow her. So I'm glad you're in the room, Miss Tawana, so you can answer this question for me. When did you go over to her room? Because from what I could tell, you and Gears was already over there when Bam took herself over to the no trademark woman's room. And let's be clear, because I gotta put science, I gotta put the math, because the math don't be mathing in people's stories here. When Karen went over there to find out about the trademark, Karen is there was three people in the room that night. So in Karen's position has always been that woman had no following. When she went over there and asked her about that trademark, everybody from this community that was intrigued by Karen's enthusiasm took their ass over there to meet the no trademark bitch. So when we talking about who's following whom over somewhere, it originates with following Karen over into the no trademark. The following morning, the no trademark was on the map because the Kanikas, the cemetery showed up and showed out. Y'all was in the room talking about, I can't believe Crazy KK brought an ass over here. Oh my God. Y'all was all boo, 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 boo. So if we want to talk about how y'all got put on the map over there, even into existence, it's when Cameron took a little ass over there to ask a question of the woman about the trademark. But we won't we won't be doing comparisons. Bonnie said some interesting thing yesterday or a couple of hours ago. Don't fall asleep now, Miss Tawana. That's it. That's everything. Where were we at? We was over there looking at Trey. We was over in Trey's room. We had not been over there. When Joy and Monica, and I got to put dates to this, in 2021, were not speaking anymore. because Trey brought it up about the baby mama thing. I'm gonna wait to address those. So the question to you, Miss Tawana, was when did you get over there in the unspoken territory? How did you come to arrive at that point? That was the question. Okay. Well, I would like an answer to that one. When did you get over there? Because the timeline is important because these people are just crazy. But that's how I became aware of the community in its intensity. Now, yes, but let me just back it up because I was speaking on 2021 and it was confirmed in Trey's video, and I haven't finished watching the video in its entirety. And because I was on a train, I also had points where it skipped ahead and I missed some things, so I got to go back and listen to it in its entirety before I can speak comprehensive in one swoop on it. But I can speak on timeline. When Joy and I, 2020, so I'm going to take us back to the town hall of shame. When Joy and I, when Monica went on the town hall of shame and got her ass handed to her by the community, right? This is before, I believe, this is before the election or after the election. It's surrounding the election that took place about trying to get us a new president between Rocket and Monica. Um, and then I don't know which happened first, the election or the town hall of shame. But nevertheless, and Miss Tawana was an avid supporter of Monica then. But you try not to be a distraction, but I'm just waiting for when did you get over there to the trademark, to over in that, not the trademark, to the unspoken purpose platform. Was you over there when she was having the issues with or defending Philly Phil? Because that's how you have to start to clump this together. But nevertheless, 2020, we had the big fallout because everybody in the community, when Joy was on my panel, came up there and explained their grievances with Joy, and they were overwhelming. I was not aware of the things that were being mentioned on the platform. So I was quiet. And in that, okay, I was quiet. So during that quietude, I saw your answer, Mr. Lana. Now that did become a distraction. Okay. Um, in 2020, in my quietude, it made Joy feel uncomfortable because she felt that she got jumped on that panel by the community, and I let them jump her because I let's face it, all of the people that was in the sector and I was in that environment, I was familiar with them. Joy was coming from of a different coverage of the Kanika case with her own gang called Money Team. And they had done some shit to some people as a collective. And Joy had admitted, years past that the stuff they did, she didn't want to be part of anymore. And, she was feeling uncomfortable with the way they moved. But that's another story in her lifetime to tell because I wasn't part of that experience. I was just collateral to it. In any event, she went on her panel, and I have videos now that I went back now and I've listened to. She went on her panel and she basically was like, I'm gonna do my own thing because Monica didn't protect me over there. She was feeling a certain kind of way, and people that were frequenting both rooms, they was feeling a certain kind of way about her response. So anyway, we went our separate ways. My mother passed away, and I came on this platform, and I was very clear. I said, "Listen, all you fake ass bitches, yeah, that part. Don't come calling me that my mama passed away like y'all gonna be my friends right now. I'm gonna need all of y'all to stand down and stand away respectfully, and I'm gonna be real to y'all. Anybody that didn't reach out to me that I think thought they were close to me at that point, I took note to it because I felt like they were respecting my wishes. And I treated them accordingly in the time that passed afterwards. So thank you very much to those people because I knew people cared, but because we had had a dispute of some fact, I did not want the fakeness. I didn't want to confuse their fakeness. I just didn't want to have I didn't want to have any conflicting viewpoints. I didn't want to come to some conclusions about people that may not have been true when in their heart they may have been acting as truthfully and as natural as they could. I didn't want that at that point. I had to take care of my sibling, which was more important to me at the time. My sisters, my nieces, my nephew, my dad. I take family over everything as my foundation. So I had to take care of my foundation because as sure as my mother was gone, my dad, who was 94 at that time, was not far behind. And I was trying to enjoy all the time that we had ahead of us for us. So when you hear John Frank on the panel saying he could hear my sadness and stuff like that, I think that was genuine. And he wasn't trying to be phony kicking it with me yesterday when he was on the panel. I don't think those I think he was being genuine and I heard it. And I also know where he was during the time I was going through things that I was going through. Not that I was sitting on a phone with him sharing my intimate moments, but just that I think he spoke as honestly as he could have spoke yesterday morning on the platform. And anybody believes that that is cap, I'm just going to have to let you believe that way. But I'm going to tell you, for me, I accept it for what it is. I meet people where they are at. And I believe that that was real. Um, so I asked people to stand down and stand away, and they did. Joy happened to be one of those people. So I will address, I'm going to address this twice, but I'm going to also address it in the context of the video itself because I want to break it down to show you how a person with their own opinion rightfully can listen to your commentary and interject their thoughts or their opinions about what you're saying into something and just blow it out of context. And then you either find yourself in a word battle with them of what you didn't say and what you did, how you, this is what I meant, and this is what, when it's actually what you said in the first place. So let's go here on my live stream with, and this is going to be the topic of Joy's mother, period. Okay. Vaughn stated that Bam told her, and I'm using names to just to make sure that the information goes across crystal clear. Vaughn stated that Bam told her that Joy was sitting at her mother's house waiting for her to pass so she could collect the house. Monica said, I believe that Bam told Vaughn that. Period. Now, we're going to talk about something That's the effect on the listener, not for the truth of the matter asserted. Nowhere in me saying that I believe that Bam conveyed that to Vaughn does it mean I believe the statement that Bam made. So let's go through that again because I think there's some English language learners over here that we need to really press upon. The information that Bam said, I'm not in agreement that that is correct information, but I am in agreement that Bam said that to the girl. And this is how I believe that went. She's over there not being Joy's friend because Trey is correct. At the time, they were looking for the wedding ring. That she said to her, because remember, she's just meeting her for the first time because she went over there, Mississippi Musty Land. And she's basically saying to her, yeah, with her crackhead tendencies, so it's all it's that hyper white chick stuff. Joy just over there, Joy over there living in her mama's shit, wait for her mama to, and girl, yeah, got $20 for me. I'll pay you back on Tuesday. That's that bullshit that bitch was doing. Vaughn not knowing the history. Hey, Sam. Vaughn not knowing the history. She's just repeating what Bam told her. Sometimes when you are mad at the messenger, you cannot be mad at the messenger. You've got to listen to the message being put out there. Just because you mad at that person and they decide now to tell you the truth of the matter, you've got to take those little takeaways and say to yourself, boom, wait a minute. Why would the cottonmouth caterpillar be telling this young lady that she just met, Vaughn, that I'm living in my mama house, just waiting on the day the house get passed down to me? That's the question you should ask yourself from that whole exchange. So I'm just gonna state for the record, no one, Joy and Monica, in our whole term of speaking, have not been ever had a conversation about anybody's parents passing away and what's gonna happen. Now we may have, and we no, not may have, we have engaged in conversations about deceased parents, the ones that are no longer here, what those lives like, being daddy's little girl. Daddy's little girl. Never had a clue what I could do. But never nothing as detrimental as speaking on somebody's mother like that. Shit. They what was it, an 80s party, cousin? That y'all gave y'all mother over there? Or 70s party since we've been here on this live? Where they was all, it reminded me of the movie Set It Off when Jada was giving the party to her brother. They had one of those throwback parties for her mama. That so no, no. And I listened to how you could infer that from the statements that I made on the platform, but that's not how that went down. And that's not my belief. My belief is that's what Bam was speaking to her on at the time based on what it was because she owed her some money and boom, 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 boom. How did people get over there? I believe people got over there starting with Karen going over to the no trademark. And that's because Karen and Monica had finally went over there and was watching the Trey video. When the stuff happens, so 2020, we're no longer talking Joy and Monica. Monica's mother passed away in February 2021. Trey yesterday put a date on when his relationship with Joy began. February 2021. I spoke to Joy sometime in the summer of 2021. So there was a relationship already forming with them. So now this goes to my community, to my post in the bottom of videos from Trey. I let the comments out. I released the comments, but I have to go to my screen because he asked me some question. I saw it and I was just like, I'll go live and answer them as rare as I can answer them. Um oh wait, I'm confused. So she wasn't supposed to tell me you felt a way about me. No. In the women's code, no. No. I was speaking to Joy, and I've said this since back then. So let me go to my community wall, see if the message stand, because I didn't realize that the message was long. And I'm not into this screenshot shoddy shit, so I don't have it all in my receipt, as y'all would put it. Post. No, it's not a post. Where did he write this at? It's Tuesday, and someone's in the alley. All right, hold up. Let me go to my videos and let me go to this one. Like I needed to say. All right, so let me go to the comment. Hmm. All right, so I'm not gonna see the comments over here. Hold on a second. I didn't realize the comment had more to it. All right, so it's not showing on the wall. So let me go. Go Momo, go Momo. Mm, sorry, I also reading some, you know, because I can't communicate with folks. Okay. He removed the one that I'm speaking on. Damn it. And I should have clicked on the thing. Okay. Trey removed the one that starts with, and it would have been 3 hours ago. So 3 hours ago, he put up a post. He said, wait, he put up a question to me. Wait, I'm confused. So she wasn't supposed to tell me you felt a way about me. As you said, y'all had just started talking back from whatever happened in 2020. I okay. So I don't know the rest of that. But no, she shouldn't have. She just shouldn't have. She should have just took it as me just giving her some advice, because I also told her in the same breath of the matter, watching the video of y'all being at dinner with Huggy, that y'all should have paid for the dinner. At least your portion of it, the tip or something, so that that would not come back and be thrown up in anybody's face. Those are things that I said to her. Those are conversations that you have with your friends when you're being honest with your friends, especially when somebody you call your cousin, you're telling your cousin something. So, no, I don't think the cousin should be having the pillow talk about the cousin's statement. But again, that's just my opinion. So yeah, I said that. But I don't know why you took the I don't know why you took that down, and I can't see the rest of what you wrote. But nevertheless, in 2021, that's how that went down. That's how that went down. Okay? So because Joy told him those things, Trey showed up in my chat and was like, "Stop talking about me. I don't know why you're speaking on me." So that's how the stuff got started. I wasn't speaking on him on live. I spoke about him to Joy. He came in my room as I was live and said, "Stop speaking on him, lady. I don't know you." So then I responded to Joy like, "Yo, why is your dude," right? I didn't say nothing to him at that time. I went back to her as a part of being a woman, woman to woman. And I had a conversation with Joy. And Joy told me his current situation. She said, "I don't know. I've been trying to reach him. He's having this issue." So I just said, and I'm going to be very clear what I said, because that also has been misinterpreted throughout the years. Because it's how somebody said, when he finishes handling that, then I expect a response on this shit. Now, it didn't come out the best of ways, but that was the tone in how it was supposed to be. And I'm going to use the word again because it seems to be a problem. Conveyance. That's what I was conveying to the community at that time. Basically saying, if a person is dealing with the passing of somebody in their family, go handle that. And when you finish with that, then we can have a conversation. So Trey interprets that statement in December 9th, 2025, as Monica trying to tell a man what to do. I don't have masculine energy to tell a man what to do, but I do know how to speak to a man who's aggressive to me, as well as speak to a man who is pleasant to me, nurturing. I know the difference. And I address people accordingly. If you bring me the energy of being a big bad wolf, I'm going to give you back that big bad wolf energy. Otherwise, I'm going to stay in my original format of just being me. I don't have no problem in those areas. So the energy you received at that time was the energy you was giving. With the understanding, I can't speak on or speak about or take an issue when somebody has something more pressing going on in their immediate. This shit on the YouTube ain't all about all of that. And that's what was going on back then. But people feel a way about it, and I understand it. This will be my last time explaining my energy at the time, why I believe Joy should not have expressed what I was saying to her, to him. I said she was sharing text messages. She came up here and said, "Nope, nope, that's not what I was doing." Da 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 da. So we got some more clarity around it. But the important components of it was if he never came in my room. Trey, the act was when you came in my room to address me on it. Then, so Joy is now saying it's at that moment that John Frank and Gears, I was about to say Troll Gears, went over there to befriend Trey. And he said, I don't got no time for peasants. Let's evaluate that. He didn't have time to engage with John Frank and Gears at the time, who probably was going over there just like I was warning Joy. They were going over there to warn you about Joy. No, that's not what they was going over there to do. Let's keep it. I'm gonna keep it funky with you, cause I know I made a video about this back in that time. They was going over there to protect Joy from what they believed the character you may have been. See, again, this is all about first impressions. This is about not getting to know a person and have the relationship that a person has with a person in 2025, opposed to what their initial thoughts about the person was in 2021. Are you mature enough to understand the difference? Because I have heard maybe in this year, as I'm listening to, because I wasn't around when you got elected the president and stuff like that, and I don't know how the bromance began around here. But I have heard and I have listened to people say, I I didn't I didn't give you a chance. I didn't give you a chance. And I've heard different conversations like that just in this short period of time. So I realized that people hadn't gotten to know folks. Only thing that was a common denominator was joy. In all those relationships, the reason why people went places and did something was surrounded joy for some folks, but not for everybody. So I again agree with Vonnie in the video when Vonnie says, I didn't go over there for no damn joy. I went over there for cottonmouth butterfly, cottonmouth caterpillar. And then Vonnie makes another point. I think you want us to attack joy. You want to take the pressure off cottonmouth cottonpillar, caterpillar. I understand that. I truly understand that. Damn, Miss Tawana, today is Wednesday. I'm gonna need to check my calendar because I swore yesterday was Tuesday. Okay. Second thing that Trey said here in these comments, and you could go see it because it's there, and he is correct on this. Your name is in my title of my live. I tried tagging you before and after, but I couldn't. I'm trying to tag Sakina in my upcoming live, and I can't. All right. The answer to that, sir, is that we definitely stopped the yes. I have from the last time when you shared when you tagged me in the video. So let's recap. Your name was in the title. He is correct. In the live that I was in on with John Frank, I said he didn't tag me. I have I was like, but we have rules to this. I'm a monetized platform. I need him to show me some professional courtesy. I don't want to be engaging in you playing my shit. I'm flagging. I've never been in that headspace. But I've always been in the space that said, girl, I'm too through with you. It is Wednesday. In any event, he is correct. He tagged me in this video. So when I said that to John Frank, I went and then looked at the video because I didn't have it in my list, and I'm not blue in there because you cannot tag me. Because when the JJ thing happened earlier this year, and he played the videos, he tagged a Monica Mo Justice, but it was a troll account of mine, not mine, a troll account mimicking me, because I got to be careful of saying of mine, but it was a troll account impersonating me that he had up there. I saw it, and then I flagged YouTube to take it down because it was impersonating me. Okay. So when he put the thing up, no, it didn't hit for me. So he did attempt. So I need to correct that from that video. So but again, that was my position, and now I've looked at the information, and it reflects differently than what I stated. Um and now he can't tag Sakina, so that's fine. But I need your other post. Because remember, this goes for everybody. When you go listening to somebody else's live stream and they're giving you their opinion and how they feel or felt or see something, you have to make the distinction. Do you want to challenge their positions or not? Every action doesn't deserve a reaction. Okay. So back to 2020, 2021, when Joy met Trey. Because Joy was making a timeline and she was saying she was giving herself room for error. And I was like, yeah, this stuff did not happen in 2020. Um, Karen, myself, let me see what year now we're talking about. Um, we went to Vegas in 2023. So all of 2021, I had the exchange with Trey and Joy. Maybe it was July, but you know what? It wasn't, because it was during the time of the passing away, which was in August. So these are August uh conflicts in 2021. My father passed away at the end of, the last quarter of 2021. I still was not engaging with Joy. I don't know what was going on in 2021. In 2022, we get all the way to this season, right now, when we're at the end of the year. Yeah. When we're at the end of the year and we begin speaking again. This is in the Christmas time, this season, this time of the year, December, November of 2022, when I started speaking to Joy again. I was not following Joy's life between August 2021 and sometime in the last quarter of 2022. So people were putting me on to stuff. Joy get herself into some trouble. Um, she get herself into some stuff. People would send me something. I go look. The comedian had some stuff to say initially at the beginning. So I went and I watched that and I saw that. Um, and I had some opinions on that at that point, but that's what I saw. It was boy. Oh, hold up, wait a minute. Oh, good. Hold up. Hold up. Take a screenshot. Hold up. I got the whole thing now. Wait a minute. Thank you to my slow ass phone. Okay, so wait, I'm confused. So she wasn't supposed to tell me you felt a way about me As you say, y'all had just started back talking from whatever happened in 2020. I didn't come around until February 2021. So I couldn't have ruined y'all nice cousin relationship. No, no. No, you could not have at that point. Y'all had issues before me when I first heard about you and your show critiques. I asked her to invite you, and her direct quote was, y'all just started back talking and you didn't want people to know. That is true. That is true. That is 100% true. Now, when the critique got on me, I told her to address you or I would. This is a strong possibility that this is what he did. She didn't. So I did. But typically, all right. So the question becomes, what did I address you about, Trey? Trey, what did I address you about that you told her to speak to me on it or you would? Because from my position, the issue that I was speaking on was she in a relationship with you? Those are the things that I was speaking on. But I don't know me to have been speaking on them on the live stream. I know me to have been speaking on those to Joy directly. So maybe if we can get some clarity around that, because my position is the comments that I made were not commentary. They were comments that I made between me and Joy that she conveyed to you, but they wasn't live stream comments. So maybe if we could get an understanding around that and you could just give me some idea as to what it was. If it was something that I was saying on the live stream that was directed to you, maybe that'll help me because I could always go back and look at videos and see for myself what transpired. But it's always good to have somebody's what they said. Okay, so people to know how now. Okay, let me go back. Let me try to find the. Sir, I'm reading this. Maybe I can't see. Let me blow this up. I took a screenshot of this. Where's your periods? As you said, y'all had just started talking back talking from whatever happened in 2020. I didn't come around until February 2021, so I couldn't have ruined y'all nice cousin relationship. Y'all had issues before me when I first heard about you and your show critiques. I asked her to invite you, and her direct quote was, y'all just started talking back and you didn't want people to know. Now, when the critique got on me, I told her to address you or I would. She didn't, so I did. But typical her. It's everyone else. I guess it's your fault that she told you my that day. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. I just need to know. The only thing that matters to me right at this point was I speaking on you in the public arena or was these just the conversations I was having with Joy? Um, because I think that's very important to me. Um, and yes, you did pull up in my chat, so that is all correct. Um, that is the correct way this stuff went down. Okay, so now we get to 2022, December 2022. I'm rocking hard with Karen. Back engaging with Joy. Everything is copacetic. I am happy. I am happy. I'm getting the tea, but not enough because I don't really understand what has transpired. Y'all got this. I did see the thing or became aware of the campaign around the what do you call that thing? The there was some campaign, what is it called? Petition, change.org petition. And I reviewed the change.org petition. Initially, I thought, oh man, they coming for you, Joy. They gonna get all of y'all. And then I read it and it with specificity. And I realized that there was no weight to the change.org petition. And I came out here and I said such. I said it doesn't even have, when you're going to write a petition, it has a person, attended person that it's going to go to the reason why you're getting signatures is because you want to effect change somewhere, and it's change.org, right? So you would say who you're going to send it to, right? And it should be somebody in the authoritative figure, right? Someone who has the authority to affect change based on what you're asking them to do that you're getting all the signatures for. It wasn't addressed to YouTube. It wasn't addressed. It had no intended party. It was just smoke and mirrors to get people that was on the internet engaged in something to believe that they were in this campaign to stop something from happening. Now, if you are familiar with the platform over there, in the words of Bonnie, alopecia Keisha, but over here, the bitch that don't speak but speaks all the time, it would make sense that they would be rallying around some kind of cause that is supposed to go into court and do something and make some rah rah, historical change of something. Right? This is the only woman that I tell you, oh, I submitted complaints to the IC. What? And I did this and I did that. Man, bye, girl, bye. When I was listening to some parts of Trey's video, and he said that these people were going to that he basically admonished Cottonmouth Caterpillar and said, "Yo, I still have not forgotten the time y'all told YouTube that my channel was going to be gone." I'm like, you know what? I forgot about some of these things. Their fight has got intense over there. Now, I'll deal with all the other issues, but I want to hear everything in its entirety, because this is why people formulate back and forths. I only want to address something that was inconsistent or I need to make something clear. So I will make a separate video to emphasize what I was saying to Vaughn about the mother situation, because I also know that that bothered Joy personally. So now let's be clear. Joy has probably went over there and hurt, and I said probably went over there and heard Trey's commentary from 3 days ago. So now it's going to be 4 days old as I'm talking on December 10th. But she probably saw that, and that's what prompted her to pull up on Sakina's panel and pull out. See, sometimes you have to try to figure out why a person would attack you in traffic. I had no idea when I was on Sakina's panel that there was a review of my video from the other day with Vaughn's, and that may have been a trigger for Joy. It's only sitting there talking to John Frank do I find out that there's a video. And then when I find that out, I have to go looking. So yes, I dropped it on my time on my community post so that I can go back and find the link. And then yesterday, I guess because I clicked into the video on my way home from work, I saw that they was live as I was on the train, and I put well as I was on the rail because their trains in New York are different. I was on the rail. While I was on the rail, I was listening as much as I could because it goes in and out, depending on where the train is. You know, their drop spots. And I was listening, so I need to go back and listen to that live, this live, the one that I didn't know transpired, and if there's a future live, the future live. Um, But I did hear something. I did hear a few things interesting because at least when he was doing commentary yesterday, which was December 9th, his commentary was to the effect, I know that I know she hasn't seen this, so this is speaking of like it's very hard because we assume that everybody's watching everybody. And I don't even know how people can assume that. Because me personally, I'm not watching, with all due respect, the rise and fall of Joy Chit Chat. I don't have no vested interest in watching that. The reason why I stumbled across this whole thing in the first place is because I listened to a Vaughn's reality video, and I'm going to be very clear. She said that Joy was being manipulated by, I'm gonna use y'all language. I'm just trying to make sure I connect all the pieces for the audience at bay. Helmet head, alopecia Keisha, the bitch that don't speak but speaks all the time. That's one person here with three different pseudonyms given by the different audiences. So I want to be very, very clear. And actually, when you go through the one thing that the bitch that don't the unspoken account said, giving all these nicknames to people really does a disservice to the listener. The effect on the listener is clouded because you got people not being able to really follow straight across the line what you're talking about and who you're talking about because they got to supplant these names in it. I experience this every day. Shout out to Karen. When I'll be listening, well, I don't know. Let me not say every day because every day we don't have conversations about this shit. But when Karen is speaking on this YouTube shit, I get so lost quickly when I gotta be like, well, wait a minute, stop, pause. Who's that? What's that? What do you mean? I be getting my head be hurting. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My head be hurting. I'd be like, Karen, who is that? Wait a minute. Is that the psycho or is it the aura? Cause I don't know how many times I gotta tell you that I have and I lost the influencers, right? Because Karen has said that this one's psycho. That one's psycho. This one's psycho. That one's psycho. And people have come out here. I'm not no psycho. You know I'm not. Monica, you seen me. You know me. Da, da, da. I'm not no psycho. And I'm like, it's that aura. You are acting in a manner that mimics the way the psycho acts. So she's not saying you're psycho. She's basically saying that's the aura. But credit to me because I understand the complex issues that are around here. And, you know, uh, fortunate for me or not, I got the same issues with Joy. It is not that I am pacifying her behavior, that I'm giving her passes on what I'm just basically out here explaining what I believe it to be. I am not encouraging her, and this is the second time because I've been from that camp. Um and I have a whole video how we got to camps over here. But from that camp, which is going to be Trey's camp, and their perspective, even on Karen, is that I'm sitting up here like supporting them. His coho, she was like, you know, I don't got time to be you over there supporting what Karen says. No, I'm acknowledging that I understand their perspective. Now, just because I understand someone's perspective doesn't mean it's agreement with their perspective. Folks, come on now. Come on, somebody. I'm going to need y'all to really show your adulthood, show your understanding, show that you are a critical thinker and that you can establish and know the difference between these type of things. A lot of you here are critical thinkers. Most of the critical thinkers are sitting on the outside of the camps. People can't take it because you're not doing, oh, let me see how I should put this. You're showing that you're not followers. And the followers can't understand that because the thought is contrary to what they are following. So that is unfortunate. Now, let me talk about the unspoken account. I do not watch it on a consistent basis because spiritual warfare. I'm going to leave it for those of you who are in the world, you understand. It's just completely spiritual warfare. In my spirit cannot resonate with that woman's energy. Once upon a crime, I used to have that same type of uh, disassociation, and that would have been with faith. The spiritual warfare thing with faith in myself ended the day I got on the panel and we had to take on the fucking energy of the unspoken account. Man, bye. You only know what you know in the spiritual realm of shit when you have to fight off a different enemy. And to come together, like anybody go back and listen to that video and know the history of a Monica Mo Justice and a Faith, whatever the channel became, Truth Show, whatever. If you was around and you seen that shit from the beginning all the way to the day we hit that panel together, and she was like, as Mo said, blah, 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 and I was like, whoa, and y'all saw that shit. If you wasn't a believer, you could have started becoming a believer at that moment. It took the energy of the unspoken account to stop or to cease a war that had started from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, All the way to that moment we hit that panel in 2022, or was it 2023? It might be 2023. You're talking about 5 to 6 years of not seeing eye to eye with somebody's principalities to only come under attack by one and be able to stand your ground on it. Yeah, 2023. So let me just do the years 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 to come to 6 years. And that's and you know what? 6 years is t- just in my spiritual. I don't know about anybody else's, but if you've been acquainted with me, 6 years is normally my balling point on any type of relationship. Either it stands or it self destructs at the 6 years mark. Doesn't mean I don't speak to the person anymore, but it means it doesn't have the same gravity that it had at that 6 year point. 6 years of consistency is fragile. 6 years starts to tater for me. On is it going to be real? Is it going to stand the test of time? The 6 years point is a very critical point. So, not even knowing that and just counting it out right now and seeing how that ended due to that dispute, we had a common enemy assaulting us, engaging in aggravated harassment, all because of the cottonmouth caterpillar who was over in other people's territory bringing back lies about people. So, Vaughn, she's correct. They went over there in defense of themselves. They wasn't looking for no joy. They wasn't checking for no joy. And that was it. The hate hasn't been that real on joy from a Monica's perspective. It's just people are tired. People are just tired. I agree. I'm exhausted. I'm just exhausted. I should have been exhausted the night I sat on the panel for 8 hours this year in 2025 after she asked me, Monica, can I join the thing? And I was like, sure, boom. Like, we have got to, in the words of Trey from this message, which I'll put on the community wall, where he says, she didn't. So I did. So I did. But typical her, it's the typical her part. But typical her, it's everyone else. Yeah. And this is coming from love. Hold up. Because now I got to be careful because you folks be playing people's videos on y'all channels and stuff. And I don't want to be on people's, I don't want to have my face on everybody's platforms over here and there and everywhere. Um, because I'm trying to protect my brand. I'm coming here as quiet as possible because I have a brand. You have a whole channel over there, the unspoken account. The bitch ain't got no face. She ain't got shit going for her. The rest, the rest of us, or especially Monica, I got a face on here. I have something going for me. I have a real life off of here. That when people on here with no life get frustrated with you. They try to destroy you with a face with a real life. You with an energy that can make people laugh in the terms of Sakina, that can make people laugh and enjoy life and forget about their worries for a few minutes. They try to destroy that because they don't have that ability. You cannot be an energy vampire and suck the shit out of the rest of us to try to make yourself pretty. This goes back to the early nursery rhymes. This is like, no, not Cinderella, Snow White. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And it gets told it's somebody else. That's what sits over there in that unspoken territory. I'm not going to change my position on what I heard about the manipulators. I'm going to stand on that shit until I go to my grave. Period. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. I'm giving you my opinion. And I appreciate that you have a difference of opinion out there. But I'm going to stand firm on it. That's why I came out and I spoke to it. I said, I need to address that somebody's not manipulating Joy. Joy is very clear on what she is doing and where she's at and where she wants to be. She made a conscious decision to do that. That's in the video that she uploaded, and she's like, um, you're gonna say that's a good analogy. What do you think they're around here doing? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And the damn mirror answers you back and says, "Oh, is this person over there?" Like, the fuck out of here. That's all we seeing on here. Um, she made a conscious decision to be over there. She made a conscious decision to put out that video, and she came back up here and she stood 10 toes down on it the other night when she was speaking to me. I wanted you to go your way, and I'm going to go my way, and I still love you. That's basically what she said. Now, some people's love be crazy around here because you never understand. Like, you be like, if this is love, it's not supposed to hurt like this. She said, I don't want to fight with you, cousin. She wanted to be, she just wasn't, I know, she just wasn't expecting me to come out here and say she's not being manipulated. She is where she wants to be. She is with the people she wants to be with. Just like when Bam went over there and I told the rest of us, I was like, hey, us, you, all of these people around here, stop what you doing. Stop. Stop. I said to all of the people, I said, let her be. Let her stay over there. She's not going to be y'all problem. She's not going to beg you for no money. She's going to beg them for money. Listen to them. They've accepted that energy the same way that you accepted the energy. They make excuses for it. Well, you know, she borrowed money, but she did pay people back. Oh, I'm so tired of hearing about the scams. I don't know how many bitches will come up here and tell you that their parent died. And then remember, the story about the father dying was amazing sauce, all right, to me. Because not only did the father pass away, and then people on here in their good kind spirit, because they know when they're dealing with someone addicted to some kind of narcotics, they went and gave the person money. Now on my live stream, she comes up there and she says, I never took the money, Monica. I didn't take their money. I started to build a conscience. That is why the other guy was streaming her with Huggy in his platform. So bunk it. Cottonmouth Caterpillar was live on her stream, and some dude in some other community was live. He was on her panel, but live in his community, and Huggy was in the room feeding him the stuff to say to Cotton Mouth Caterpillar. And Monica Mo Justice, was in the chat. And I was like, is this dude live? Because somebody said it, came in the room and said it. So then I went to his channel, and there he was, and I was seeing it. And I came back. I said, yo, the guy is streaming you over there. But what they were streaming her about was her conning people because she had the deceased father, who wasn't deceased stepfather, who wasn't deceased at all. And that she was taking their money for that. And then she came over here trying to explain to me that she didn't want people bothering him, so she killed him off. She killed off his character. And she was feeling bad now because they was giving her the money, so she gave all the money back, so there was no harm, no foul. Where do we do this shit at? That's why I said, and I stand on what I said, and I'm not I got many friends from many different backgrounds, but what I will not have as a friend is a white woman impersonating a black woman. I will not have her as a friend. There is some mental shit on here that you just got to draw the lines with. And that is one of the lines that can be drawn. And you know why you have to draw that kind of line? Because the racist comments that somebody of that mindset will play on you is crazy. Imagine being close besties with that type of person, the cottonmouth caterpillar. And now you hear people giving you what is that stuff that we talk about? Um Colorism. Dealing with colorism. When they making disparaging comments, calling you crickets and stuff like that. When do you draw the line as women of color against another woman of color? Why is it acceptable for a cottonmouth caterpillar to engage in that kind of hate speech against a woman of color? And a bunch of other women of color is sitting around there justifying it. Shit crazy to me. So no, I can't go for that. No, I got to draw the line in the sand for me. And that's what I did. Um I'm going to say one more thing because I think I'm like Cardi B right now. I didn't come on this free app to be anybody's mentor. I never I never saw myself in that light. I don't know why people do that either. But I'm just gonna say, I did not come up here to be anybody's mentor. I didn't come on this app to make friends. I didn't come here feeling empty and a void. I was just living my life day by day, and this came in my life. This platform got weaved into my day to day. I didn't come through here needing to be complete. I was always whole. I was not broken. No one has broken me on here either. But I do understand people who have been here and need all of those things that I already came here with. That does not make me any mentor to anybody. What that made me was a good person and a good friend. Some might been a confidant. I didn't come to this platform with a goal to destroy anyone because my life was in turmoil and I want people to be in turmoil around me. I don't know anything else. But I have been very vocal on the fact that there are some people that in their life it's miserable and they come on this free app to transfer that misery into a new character that they create, into hypothetical realities that they create. That's why somebody can sit up here and tell you that they was in the military, went for Afghan in Afghanistan when their 2 or 3 year old or 3 or 4 year old, because at some time they were taking hypothetical realities, made up stories. We call it today being a professional liar. I don't see it like that. I see it as people who were broken in need of something to fill in those cracks to make them whole. Some people enjoy being other people's content. Some people want you to speak on them. So they will come in the wee hours of the night and attack you for whatever reason they need to attack you for because they are broken. It's not an unspoken purpose over there. It's a broken piece of trash land of bitches sprinkled in with some niggas who got bitch energy over there hoping and desiring your energy to make them to fill in the cracks. Shit is crazy. To fill in the cracks. It is what it is. It is exactly what it is. Um, I said something very I said something on the last live stream that I probably shouldn't have said, but I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit in this vanity. If you are here, and here meaning in today's December 10th, 2025, and you find yourself dealing with issues that are overwhelming to you, seek professional assistance from board certified clinicians. Take your healthcare insurance or sign up for healthcare insurance so that in the next 21 days you can make appointments consistent appointments in 2026 to work on issues that have you distraught, issues that have you broken. Go seek professional counseling. You are not going to find it on this free app. There's no one on here that can give you the clinical help you desire and deserve as just being a human being. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to be any nice voiced person. It's just not. As I said earlier, I try not to listen to that kind of energy because it is spiritual warfare and it's against anybody that it determines or can feel off of their energy as being special. It will just keep attacking you for no reason. Whenever I walk into an environment and my spirit tells me to run, you know, I be talking about little me, tells me to run, I run quickly. I'm going to finish listening to these videos and then I'm going to come out here. I'm going to see how I'm going to address inconsistencies. That's all. I don't care in 2025 about people's opinions on things as much as I care about the facts. If I need to correct a fact, I will correct a fact. But I will not be challenging people's opinions because I don't want to be engaging in stuff. In the words of my bestie, she said something very interesting to me. We were speaking on goal setting, essentially. And it's always good to know that somebody has a goal that has a start point and an end point. And when a person says, listen, when I get to this, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I'm going to be doing. And then a person can follow through on that. That's some amazing shit. That's somebody who's not broken. That's people who are confident in what they're doing. That is just crazy. That's crazy work. Anyway, I think I'm gonna be ghost. I'm gonna be ghost so I could get myself ready for the day ahead of me. Um, I just wish everybody the best. And I'll be back later in some format to convey what is necessary. This is Mo. I've got to go.
Uh, 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 here we go, here we go, here we go. Welcome to the show, you know. Monica, Mo, justice in the mix. Bringing truth with no tricks. Mama Mo, here we go. Welcome to the show, you know. Monica, Mo, justice in the mix. Bringing truth with no tricks. Saturday's our day to shine. Focus on books and storylines. Courtroom drama commentary. Keeping it real, never scary. Mo justice dropping wisdom. Weekend vibes, you can't miss them. Open your mind, let the truth be told. From the cases big to the bold. Deep dive into legal scenes. Breaking down what justice means. Analyzing every clue we find. No stone left unturned, no mind left blind. Gather round, it's time to see. Justice served thoughtfully. Books and cases, join the ride. Monica, more justice by your side. Oh, justice dropping wisdom.